Good morning, students. We have seen the methods of the insertion of the recombinant. It might be direct method or indirect method. Direct method may be by the chemical or electrophoresis or liposome, or by the biolistics. The gun is used to insert the rDNA. All these things we have seen in the last class. After the recombinant DNA is inserted into the host cell, we have to identify. That technique is called as screening. The screening is nothing but the identifying the recombinant DNA. It is essential to identify those cells which have received the rDNA. That is called as screening. Here the vector will express the characters, whereas the non-recombinant will not express the characters. While the non-recombinant will not express the characters. This is done by the blue-white selection method. The method used for the screening of the recombinant DNA is blue-white selection method. If the recombinant DNAs are present, they will show the white colonies and the others will show the blue colonies. Based on that, they are screened. Now we will move to blue-white colony selection method. This is a powerful method. Used for screening the recombinant plasmid. In this method, the use to screen the recombinant plasmid. In this method, we have used LAC-Z. We have to tell you that LAC-Z. It is a vector that is inserted into the vector. So this is a reporter gene. This is inserted into the vector. Now inserted into the vector. The LAC gene Z encodes it will encode some enzymes known as beta galactosidase. It will encode an enzyme called beta galactosidase and it will contain several recognition sites. What we are doing? The LAC-Z is inserted into the vector. So these will encode some enzyme known as beta galactosidase and also contain several recognition sites for the restriction endonuclease. This beta galactosidase enzymes, what they will do, sorry for pronouncing like that, beta galactosidase breaks the synthetic substrate. It will break the substrate called as X-gal. X-gal is nothing but 5-bromo-4-chloro-indolyl beta-D galactopyranoside. This is into a insoluble blue color product. It will change into the blue color product. If the foreign gene is inserted into the LAC gene, foreign gene is inserted into the LAC gene, this LAC gene will become inactivated. Therefore, no blue color will be produced. So, the beta galactosidase will not produce the blue color. Now, the host cell, those who are having the recombinant DNA will show the white color, and those whereas the other will non-recombinant DNA will develop the blue color on the other hand. So, from this we can select the recombinant DNA. Okay, the foreign gene is inserted into the LAC-Z and this will be inactivated. If this is inactivated, it will not produce the blue color. So because it will break the substrate, and due to that the blue color is not coming in this case. Why? The gene is inserted into the LAC-Z, that will break the bond and there is no blue color is formed. The white color is formed. The white color is formed because that is not synthesized due to the inactivation of the LAC-Z. The recombinant DNA forms the white colonies and the non-recombinant DNA shows the blue color colonies. On the basis of the colony color, the recombinants are selected. Next is, we will move to antibiotic resistant marker. This means, for example, if the organism is resistant to ampicillin, it will grow in that medium. In that way it is choose. What we are going to see is, an antibiotic resistant marker is a gene that produces a protein that provides cells with resistant to an antibiotic. They will produce a gene that is resistant, means what? That is not affected by that antibiotic. So, the bacteria cells are transferred. The DNA can be identified by growing on the medium containing the antibiotic. The recombinants will grow on this medium and the non-recombinant will not grow. For example, here we have taken all these antibiotics, and the recombinants, I have shown this in the red color, which means the recombinants have grown in this medium. That means they are resistant to these antibiotics. Whereas the non-recombinant, they are not resistant and they will die. Next is a replica. Replica means what? It's a copy. So now the pattern of colonies are copied. How they are copied? Now the inside the medium, see, this is a plate where the organism or the this thing is grown. Okay. Now it is this is pressed with a filter paper, and the filter paper is taken out, and again the filter paper is pressed in the another plain plate, a new plate. Now here the pressed filter paper will have the colonies, and it is pressed in the another plate. When it is going to press in the another plate will contain the medium, and it will differ. It might contain antibiotics also. This some will lack the ampicillin, and here the colonies are present as it is grown in the first thing, and the original plate, the new plate will have the original plate as what it is having in the original plate. So some will not be grown because of the antibiotic. They are not antibiotic resistant. So I'll repeat, replica plating is nothing but the pattern of colonies are copied. Now the filter paper is pressed against the culture plate and then lifted. Then the filter is pressed against the second sterile plate. This results in the new plate, and it is infected with the cells in the same relative. Usually the medium used in the second plate will differ, whereas the first plate will not have the antibiotic. Now here antibiotics are taken, and it may include antibiotic or without the growth factor, and in this way it is transferred and it is selected. And next is the molecular technique, isolation of genetic material and gel electrophoresis. Here the electrophoresis, it is a separating technique. It will separating the technique to separate the different biomolecules which have the positive and negative charge. It will separate the molecules into positive charge and negative charge. What is the principle applied here? Here it is mainly the electric current is passed into the molecules, and according to the charges they will move. See, by applying the electricity, the molecules migrate according to the types of charges. Charges will differ from the different molecules. For different molecules they will have different charges. And we are going to take the agarose gel electrophoresis. This is the method to purify the DNA fragments. Agarose is a convenient method because it is can purify a few hundred to 20,000 base pairs. Okay, this agarose. Here if you take polyacrylamide, they will purify only the smaller DNA fragments. Okay. And one more thing, the DNA is negatively charged molecule. Under the electric current, this DNA will migrate into the gel. The electrophoresis is frequently performed with the marker DNA and with of known size and the accurate unknown DNA molecules by interpolation. Here advantages of the electrophoresis is the DNA is detected at high sensitivity, and the staining dye used is ethidium bromide, and the DNA they are since it is strained, they will show us the fluorescence, and it will show the orange fluorescent color. It is visibly is detected as a visible fluorescence and illuminated in the light, which give orange fluorescence and which can be photographed. And I want to explain the ELISA and the DNA probes. The agriculture diagnosis to identify the pathogens in the plant tissue, they are using ELISA and DNA probes. In ELISA is nothing but the enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. This is used to identify the pathogenic species. They are mostly used to weeding out the viruses, to remove the viruses. And DNA probes is identification of the viruses and other pathogens. Now next we will move to nucleic acid hybridization. Here the process used is blotting technique. What do you mean by blotting? Blotting means a widely analytical tool used for identification of the DNA or RNA. From the larger blotting is used to identify the DNA or RNA molecule. It refers to the process immobilization of the normal nucleic acids or solid support. The process here used is immobilization. It is not made to move. So immobilization of the nucleic acid or solid support. Solid support is nothing but the nitrocellulose or the nylon membrane. Here the blotting materials used, blotting nucleic acid are then used as a target for the specific detection. There are different types of blotting technique. One is the southern blotting, northern blotting and western blotting. In southern blotting, the transfer of the DNA from agarose gels to nitrocellulose membrane, whereas in northern blotting, the transfer of RNA, their DNA, here we are using RNA to nitrocellulose membrane. In western blotting, the electrophoretic transfer of proteins to nitrocellulose membrane. I repeat one more time, there are three types of blotting. First of all, I will tell you what is blotting. Blotting is nothing but the technique used to identify the DNA or RNA. Okay, here it is what we are doing is the sample of the nucleic acid are immobilized in the solid or in the solid support. The identification of desired fragments are from the larger number of molecules. From the larger number of molecules, DNA and RNA are identified. The different types of blotting are southern blotting. Southern blotting, the transfer of the DNA from agarose gels to nitrocellulose membrane. Here, transfer of RNA to nitrocellulose membrane, and here western blot, electrophoretic transfer of proteins to nitrocellulose membrane. I repeat from the first, we have seen screening. Screening is nothing but identifying. By identifying what is the, which is the recombinant DNA and which is the non-recombinant DNA. This is done by blue-white colonies. In this method, the lag gene is inserted into the vector. In this lag gene, it has got the beta-galactosidase enzyme. This enzyme will break the substrate and will produce blue color. That is inhibited by the insertion of the foreign gene, whereas this will develop white color. The recombinant DNA will develop white colonies, non-recombinant DNA will develop blue colonies. Based on that, it is selected or it is screened. Next is antibiotic resistant. In this method, the recombinant DNA, they will grow in the antibiotic. Based on that, if they are growing, they are resistant. They are capable of growing in that antibiotic medium. And next is the replica plating technique. Replica plating means copying the plate. Based on that, they are selected. If they are growing, they are similar to the recombinant DNA. And next is electrophoresis. They are separated based on the charges. Okay, here are the principle applied is electricity is applied and it differs. The charges will differ for different molecules. The most important and the convenient method is agarose gel method, because from few hundred to 20,000 base pairs have been selected. Polyacrylamide is a smaller, will identify only the, will purify only the smaller DNA fragments. And the advantages is the DNA is detected as very highly sensitivity, and the staining used is ethylene bromide dye, and that's all about the thing. And then we have moving to the and I have told you about the ELISA, enzyme linked sorbent assay, to identify the pathogenic species. This is done in the plant tissue, and this is also to identify the virus and the other pathogens. Pathogens are nothing but those organisms which causes diseases. Those are called as pathogens. Those are harmful. Harmful means they are called as pathogens. Okay. Then nucleic acid hybridization technique, blotting techniques. Blotting means the nucleic acid is immobilized. They are identified from the large number of molecules. From the large number of molecules, the DNA or RNA are identified. That is done by three methods. The types of blotting techniques are of three methods: southern, northern and western. In southern, the transfer of DNA from agarose gel to nitrocellulose, whereas in northern, instead of DNA, RNA is transferred. In western blotting, electrophoretic transfer of proteins to nitrocellulose membrane. Next class, we will see briefly about the southern blotting and other northern blotting, western blotting, all the definitions. Thank you.